Sitting at the intersection of time, space, reality, and fiction floats the yellow eye. Always watching, never blinking. His gaze has witnessed all that has happened before and knows what is yet to come. Countless stories of hope, hate, heroics, and heartbreak. It has no mouth by which to speak these lessons, so it calls upon its head clearer to tell these stories, by word and by deed. Heed the yellow eye's lessons as it gazes upon its servant, just as the eyeball gazes upon you. Our story has already begun.
Hello, my children. Welcome in. My name is Alan the Yellow-Eyed. I am the High Priest of the Great Yellow Bible. May its gaze be upon you this and every single one of your days. Well, hello there to you. Welcome in. It's Friday night, and the feeling's right. Let's roll some dice tonight. Well, Willie, thank you for that host. You're my best friend, and thank all of you for your hosts beforehand. I really do appreciate you.
Host.
So, little bit of backstory of where we are now, and what we were doing last week, in case you forgot. So, our party had infiltrated the the camp of these raiders that took over Greenest, and they found out pretty much immediately that there is a lot of people saying praise Tiamat this, praise Tiamat that. After looking around the camp for a little bit, they discovered that Leosin, the individual, the half-elf monk that they were sent to collect, was tied up to a stake and was going to be executed in the morning. The party, deciding that, it was in their best interest in order to save him, started to devise a plan to save him. However, Zig, who was brutally, was challenged and brutally put near death by a blue half-dragon.
Pingus came into a wrecking ball!
There's that.
Pingus did what? That don't seem safe. Like, not even a little.
Came in and decided that he was going to go challenge that blue dragon again. That knocked Zig, made Zig fall asleep, and so he did. And that just caused the biggest commotion. And somehow, some way, with magical dice on their side, they were able to get Leosin freed and made their way out of the camp. So, that's where we will start in. Let's get these guys unmuted. Hello, everyone.
Hola.
Hello.
Alright, so you had just basically escaped from the main area that is the Raiders camp. And with Leosin and about 8 other prisoners in tow, you were kind of making the decision whether or not you wanted to take a rest or continue on to town. How exactly are you doing this? Are you gonna just basically take the same route back? What is your plans?
I'm thinking that we need to be a little bit more stealthy than that. Instead of taking the same road that we took on the way back in, maybe we're off path by 100 yards, 200 yards, but still kind of following the road upward. We just don't want to be seen immediately, is my thought.
We should ask the people who actually know this area if they know any, hideouts or any faster sneaky paths that we could use too, since a lot of them have probably lived there here their whole lives. So
I'm sure Leosin could give us an idea.
So a lot of the when you posed that question, Leosin was basically had a burlap sack thrown over his head, so he didn't have any kind of vision on where he was being taken. So he is completely clueless as far as where is the town of Greenus from where they are now. 3 of the individuals you rescued aren't even from this area. They were taken from completely different small farming villages and things like that. So they have no idea as well. However, the rest of them, just because they were also kind of covered, but they do know this because you're not too far away, essentially, from Greenest. But because it is now pretty much dark out, they're having a very hard time, really getting a sense of direction and where the town even is from where they were.
So maybe it'd be a better idea to find some place where we can camp until daylight.
But in the light that you do have, which isn't much, but with the moon that you had, you can still see almost easier where all the grass was trampled. And basically it was the same path that you followed to get here to begin with, where the grass is all trampled down and whatnot. So that's actually fairly easy to see.
2 questions. How badly beat up does the party that we rescued look? And what time of day is it? Or what time of night, rather?
So the sun had just gone down, and security started to really kind of thicken up. So basically, right before the last light faded is when that female wearer of purple and the dragon, the blue half dragon that you guys have seen before, essentially had their speech about how they were going to sacrifice Leosin in the morning. And then that's when all the shenanigans and whatnot happened as you tried to approach it and figure out how you were going to go about getting him loose. So it's probably at this point about 8:39 p.m.
And the party that we rescued looks okay to travel half a night a night.
So they're obviously all exhausted. Leosin looks to be in the best shape of the majority of them. The ones that were from the other farming villages seem to be the most gaunt and tired looking. They're all pretty beat up, but they've been, kind of captured and being used for hard labor for the past, X number of days. They even lost track. And
but Toe's Asberries helped them.
That's true. That's true. However, this is one of those kinds of things that only rest will really fix. Not even magic will be able... Not even the magic of those berries. So their wounds are fine, but they're exhausted.
All right. At this point, I'll ask him outright. I asked the villagers if they feel that I want to ask the villagers if they want to just beeline to the town or make it a couple of miles into the woods and take a nap there until morning.
The quicker we get away from here, the better.
I say we just book it to town then.
Yep. Let's beeline to town. No breaks.
It's like you have no idea what these people have put us through. We have to go. I can't get captured again, we need to go.
Alrighty then, let's travel through the night then, folks, and just get back to town, back behind walls and guards.
All right, everybody, give me. How are you planning on doing it? That's my first question. Are you just gonna haul ass, or what are you trying to do here?
We'll go as fast as the villagers.
The ones that are beat up and okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Easy enough. All right, everybody give me a stealth check, please.
Uh-oh.
Right. And I also want to keep as a watchful eye and ear as I can as we travel.
Does everyone have black dice? That was weird. Seemed like every die that was rolled was black.
I changed my color.
That's
I'm probably the only one though.
Mine's blue.
Okay, there's a blue. All right, it was weird. I was just like, is everybody's dice black? Okay.
Wait, how do you change your dice color?
In the upper right, there's a little paint icon.
Palette,
The
good thing.
second palette on the right.
Ooh, someone's got pink.
Caesar's now pink. All right.
Hey, how'd you get pink?
Keep clicking on the different colors. It throws a layer of shade of that color that you click on.
Yeah, essentially, so as you kind of click it, the middle circle will show you what color you're actually getting. And so you basically just get it really red and then click white until you get it to the right shade of pink that you want. Anyway.
So that's how colors work.
And if you click the T, it'll swap between having white or black lettering.
Oh. Thunder.
There you
So
go.
you should do pink with black numbers.
Yep, if that's what you want.
It also puts your color up on your character picture.
Mm-hmm. That's right. All right. So, now that y'all are playing with your colors, that's cool. I thought other people had other colors, then all of a sudden were black dice flying across the screen, and I was like, what the heck? All right. So, no, we're good, Dante. We're not really at a point where the map matters.
Zig will carry the weakest villager if it comes to that.
Okay. So if somebody just can't make it, you'll pick them up and throw them up over your shoulder. All right.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right.
I can barely walk. Carry me.
That's villagers.
So as you get kind of closer to town, it does only take about 4-ish hours, give or take. So by the time it's about 1 a.m, by the time you make it. Now, for the first couple of hours, you definitely have heard noises of pursuit behind you, but luckily enough, you have kept out of their sight, so nobody has really caught up with you at all. And then after the first couple of hours, everything seems to kind of die down. So it either looks like they gave up pursuit because they couldn't see you, or they couldn't find you. They're not sure, or something to that effect. Because after about 2 hours, it seems like nothing other than the sounds of nature around you is all you can hear. So eventually you do make yourselves all the way back, and you find yourself in town, back in Greenest, and
Brother, we need to form tow before we go in there.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But we don't have a cloak. I guess we can take it back now.
Yeah,
It's not like he needs to be hidden.
no, the one that you gave to Leosin to keep him shrouded. Yeah. So he has no problem giving back your cloak. He kind of looks at. He does ask during the thing that he finds it. He doesn't really ask necessarily directly to you, but he says out loud enough for you to hear, kind of almost in a rhetorical question kind of way. It's like, seems strange to me that kobolds would be working against the cult of the dragon.
Thought we already told you we're not from around here.
Yes, but
And then we're just gonna stack.
and then he just climbs up on you just climb up on
What
Tate's
is kobold?
shoulder.
At about the same time this guy's doing this, I'm starting to change out of the cultist of Tiamat garb that I've had. I want something
That
more
you've had on.
plain.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going back into like normal villager clothes or whatever.
Your normal clothing. Okay. Cool. Easy enough. All right. Yeah. So you guys take some time outside on the outskirts to kind of get dressed in your appropriate attire. Are you doing the makeup and all that stuff as well to become Toe?
Yeah, we're becoming Toe, and
Give me that disguise check, please. All right. Cool. And well, the bottom half looks way better than the top half. What can I say?
You're goddamn right it does.
He's just having a bad hair day.
All right, so you get into your respective correct clothing, and you make your way back into town. It seems that, even if, because of the recent stuff that happened, there's a bit of a lax atmosphere here. Almost as if they decided that, they just got everything stolen from them that's worth any money. They doubt they're coming back. So it probably also has a lot to do with the fact that how many of the town guard were injured and killed by the when the dragon attacked the tower. So things are just a little bit lax. So you don't get a lot of there's really nobody on the road here in the middle of the night. However, there are various torches and things set up, along the main thoroughfare there, going from the south up to the north. Definitely lights in the central square, which is just northwest there of the tower, and the tower is also nice and lit up.
Caesar in charge.
We're home.
Toe is here, and we saved all the people. I'm
Shall
just
we
gonna
take
say
them-
that as we're
take them
walking
all to the
towards the
tower?
keep.
As you're walking towards the tower? Okay.
Yeah.
Toe is the hero. Toe is the best.
And I can't go along with him. Yeah, Toe's the greatest. Yeah, greatest. Woo.
Just don't give him any keys.
So as you're kind of making way up there, your yell kind of gets the attention of the guards that are standing right in front of the front gate of the tower. And it's like, one, you can kind of see and say something. You can't quite make it out because you're a little too far away. But then he takes off running northward towards that center square area. And as you get continually closer, it's like, I wouldn't have believed that you would have made it back. And Tom, is that you? The guard's eyes are just super big as he's looking at one of the members that you had brought back with you. And it's like, Bobby, my brother, you're still alive. And he kind of runs up, and they both hug on each other. Apparently they know each other. I guess they're brothers. And as
Toad's gonna start tearing up.
Oh no.
We really did save every Tom, Dick, and Harry, didn't we?
You did. Both Tom.
Zig joins in the hug.
Toad is great. We saved brothers.
So as the two brothers kind of embrace, Zig walks up to the two of them and just with his giant muscly arms just wraps around both of them and just starts to squeeze. How hard is Zig squeezing?
Suplex time.
I might kill these guys.
Yeah, it's like I'm just wondering. Is this a hug or is this like a hug?
It's a fairly grapply hug.
I got
He's
you.
not holding back. He's
Gotcha.
giving him a big old squeeze. He thinks it's
Gotcha.
an appropriate thing
All
to
right.
do.
Cool. So as you kind of reach your arms around, as Zig reaches his arms around, as kind of squeezes, you audibly hear a noise come from each one of the brothers as the air is kind of squeezed out of them a little bit. And they're like, yes, thank
I walk
you.
up to Zig.
Thank you. And they start just kind of patting him on his arm, like, hey, let go of us kind of deal. Both of them at the same time.
No, he doesn't like that.
Okay. I kind of figured.
Seeing all this, I kind of just join them on the other side of Zig's body. Oh, they want more hugs! Woo! I join him on the
Hey,
other
Nick,
side.
look, food.
Zig, not food.
No, over there. There's food over there.
Zig is there.
Zig, I think your hugs are making them turn a little blue. They need to breathe, dude.
Oh, blue. Zig
Like
squeeze
your
harder. More blue.
Like your
No,
stick.
Oh God, no, don't tell him like the stick.
Oh, Lord. I reach over and grab Zig's stick to make it blue. See if I can't grab his attention a little bit, just the sudden change in color behind him.
Wasn't your
Or-
stick already
Zig, where's your
breathing?
cat?
Yeah, it's always blue now.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
Where's your
I
cat?
have the
Find the cat. Get the cat.
Zig, you want your cat? I have your cat. You put the people down, I'll give you your cat.
Put people down.
Put the people down, and I'll give you your cat.
Zig pushes them to the floor.
He just drops them. Got it. Whoops,
Here's
wrong
your
one.
cat. Here's your cat.
I've hit every button but the one I want to hit. There we go.
Okay, people down.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Easy enough. All right. So you kind of drop them. They both collapse, and they finally think like taking deep breaths because it seemed like they weren't really able to get some good deep breaths before for whatever reason. And so after that, they kind of catch their breath. There's definitely tears in their eyes, but you're not entirely sure whether or not they're finally together or the fact that they were being crushed possibly
And now
almost
they
to
can
death. Yeah, now they can breathe, so that's another part of it, altogether. While all this is going on, off in the distance, the one guard that took off running towards the north seems to be coming back with an elderly gentleman just behind him. And as he kind of comes into the light where you can see him a little better, you recognize him as the mayor, the governor of Greenest. He's like, you've returned. And he kind of looks around and says, my lord, they had taken more prisoners, haven't they?
They did, but we
Yes.
brought them all back.
And Toe saved them all.
Yep, Toe is the greatest. Totally the greatest.
He looks at Toe and says, thank you, Sir Toe. Thank you.
Zazer starts,
Toe is knighted now. Sir Toe.
Zazer starts giggling almost uncontrollably, sir. Just trying to hold his laughter back as much as he can.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot of, he's like, please just, you are my guest tonight. Please stay here in the tower. Rest. In the morrow we shall speak about what you have learned, and you shall get your payment as promised.
And Toe gets extra.
Yes.
Extra.
Yes, Toe. And he kind of gestures to the guards, it's like, make sure that they're taken care of, and make sure that these, and he kind of points to the individuals, the rabble that have come along with you. Make sure that these fine folks are taken care of in the infirmary. He's like, I will see you all in the morning, but thank you. I can't thank you enough, but tomorrow tomorrow you shall be thanked properly. And he kind of walks up to every single one of you and reaches out to shake each one of your hands.
Good luck. Strength check.
Go ahead, give me a strength check there.
There's a nice light one from Zig. Okay.
All right. Yeah, so you get a nice
No
firm
crushing
grip.
the phone.
You get a nice firm grip on his hand, but luckily enough, you don't. You can kind of see him wince a little bit from the handshake, but you know he kind of pulls his hand away. But it's still, while red, it doesn't seem to be crushed in any way. Anyway, after he shakes everybody's hands, he says, "Please, rest. Make sure they have some good food this eve." And he turns and heads his way back northward.
When we were walking back to town, were we aware of any torches or anything following us behind us? Or
So you
They
saw,
were-
yeah, you heard voices and you saw some torches and things in the far distance, but you seem to be making enough time where they never seem to catch up with you.
all right.
I would like
I
to
don't-
ask. I would like to ask one of the guards if I could, if they could spare me 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs. I want to resummon my familiar while I have time.
Did the raven go?
The raven's still with you, buddy.
Well,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Allow me to restate. I want to resummon to get a new creature for my familiar, even though he's still around. Creature type change.
So they don't have any kind of charcoal or anything like that available right at this second. You'd have to probably wait until the morning when stores open up in order for that to happen.
Darn, and I snap my fingers. All right, worth asking.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the tower and take a long rest.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Are
Y'all-
there any guard towers on the outskirts of town?
no, this place doesn't even have a wall around it.
There's
It's
no
essentially
watchtower
just
or-
kind of really open except for the keep in the middle.
Okay, Zig would like to instinctually sleep on top of the guard tower. So,
On the very top? Okay.
yeah.
Alright,
Out
so
in the
Zig
stars.
climbs all the way up to the top and kind of just, finds a pile of straw and just plops it down and lays.
And,
I kind of dig the idea, and I think I'll join him.
Okay.
and asks the cat to alert him if he
Keep watch.
sees anything coming. Yeah.
Gotcha. No problem. So yeah, the cat kind of stands right at the top of your head, and just looks around, constantly keeping a vigilance around you as this whole thing happens. And you were going upstairs as well to rest. And what about the rest of you? Where were you headed?
I'm just gonna stay in the bottom part of the.
Okay.
Your people.
All right. Yeah, so the rest of you are easily... there are plenty of open beds, because unfortunately some of the guards had not survived the previous evening. Well, 2 evenings ago now. So there's plenty of open beds for you guys to take a rest in. And with that, you're able to sleep and get a nice long rest in. Kind of with the... everything that has happened kind of washing away. Alright, so let's rest. There we go. Nice long rest for everybody. So now that the rest, you wake up the next day and are greeted with a very large breakfast for each of you. Some corn, hominy corn, some buttered fried eggs, and some bacon. Just a whole slew of just amazingly good food.
Ooh.
And while you're eating, you're approached by the governor. He said, I had mentioned to the town very first thing, everyone that I met before we came here, to that not only had you returned with information that as I had asked, but you've also returned with many of our missing friends and relatives. And they had insisted that they cook for you. And here before you, and it's way more food than all of you can eat in one sitting. It's just a ridiculous amount of food. So much so that even after you've had your fill, there's tons remaining. And the governor's like, please, everyone, don't let this go to waste. And the guards and everybody else start to also partake of this. He's like, if you would please join me, well, please enjoy your meal, but at the 10 bell mark, I would like for you to meet me at the town square. And he kind of points northward to where you can see that kind of open area with all the buildings around it.
Sorry.
So yeah, it just kind of points in that direction and says, I really do hope to see you all there. And so with that, he kind of nods his head subtly to the group and heads his way out of the keep itself. Now, as you're kind of idling here inside the tower, you definitely hear a lot of sounds of people. You know, you can hear saws, you can hear the sounds of hammers and other types of construction noises kind of happening. It seems like the folks at Green List are made of pretty hardy stuff and have already started to rebuild the buildings that were most heavily damaged and things like that.
And what time is it right now? He wanted us to be there at 10?
Yeah, so it was about 9 in the morning, so you have about an hour to do whatever.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
wander around town and see if anyone needs help with anything.
Okay.
I want to see if I can't find the materials I need for my summon familiar.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it doesn't take too long, but yeah, you're able to find quite a few shops, and you're able to purchase all the things you need from the various shops and things. So just go.
No wants to go panhandle.
And buy 5 arrows.
And buy
And a
5
rapier.
And a
Second
rapier. Okay, so you want a second rapier.
Yes, for later.
Gotcha. Just in case, I guess. Yeah, so the rapier itself only costs, the rapier itself is 25 gold. And what was the other thing?
5 arrows.
5 arrows.
Okay, yeah. So 5 arrows are pretty much 5 copper for each one. So that's 25 copper or 2 silver and 5 copper to buy those. So you guys are out purchasing stuff. You were able, Zazer, you're able to purchase the charcoal and all the things you need in order to do your deal. The question that I had, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So does the cat have any needs?
No.
So
Doesn't seem to.
it doesn't want anything.
No, it doesn't seem to want to. It doesn't need to eat or anything like that.
It's comfortable just in the rucksack when we're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He would like a little
Cute
window to
lady
look
cat.
out, but other than that, just a small little window. That's all he would like, just so we can see.
I just got a patch out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So its head's sticking out all the time.
Yeah. That's all he wants.
I try to find a brazier close to the town square area, just in case I run a little bit over on my spell, since it is a 1 hour cast time. And how do I find the stat sheet of a weasel?
A weasel? I mean, I can.
I'm thinking that would be the creature I'd be going to in this case.
Okay.
It's a funny looking cat.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually kind of true.
Perfect.
So, yeah, after recasting the spell, now the question I have for you, so you're getting, is this one still called Murray?
Yeah, any familiar that I summon will be called Murray.
Got it.
All right,
Okay.
Daryl.
I always figure that it's the same spirit that I'm summoning. I'm just changing its body around.
Gotcha. Okay, no problem. Yeah, so there's Murray for you, Zazer.
Lewoot.
So you're while you're casting the spell, your raven kind of flies down and stops itself right outside of the where you're conducting the ritual, and right before your eyes, kind of completely changes shape into the weasel that you always wanted, with a strange popping noise. Which you're not quite sure why there was a popping noise, but apparently pop goes the weasel.
Kind of taken aback by that. Murray, are you...
Like how he took a drink after that. Made himself laugh.
Hearing the pop and see this is still a little new to Zazer. Taken aback.
That was the worst.
Murray, are you okay?
That was the worst pun. Anyway, so so yeah, the weasel popped into existence, and but yeah, it's still definitely bound to you. It just changed shape.
Concerningly, I ask it if it's okay and if it's all right having been shape-shifted like I've done.
It doesn't honestly seem he doesn't really seem to care. He's there to serve you.
After that, I just start giving him
He
stitches.
was a warlock.
Say what?
Oh God, never mind. I know what he said. Stop it.
I mean...
All right. And this gives you just enough time that you're able to make it to the town square if you wish.
Yeah, I'll make it up to the town square, just giving the weasel all the scritches and attention it wants and all that.
All right. So as you make your way up to the town square, you're surprised to kind of see a fairly large crowd of people. Some of them are not just the townsfolk. Some of them that you just you may not know their name, but you've recognized their faces from the previous nights that you were here. But also some of the townsfolk that you rescued the evening before. In addition, off to the side, you can see you get a good look of Leosin, who has seemed to have a lot of his worst wounds have been kind of bandaged up, and his entourage of the individuals that had asked you to find him are kind of all surrounding him. He almost seems annoyed with how much attention they're basically paying to him because he's just like, look, leave me alone. I got this. I'm fine. And in the middle, kind of at the head of this entire crowd, the governor of Greenest is standing there. And as he sees you, he motions for you all to come forward.
I make my way towards them, I guess.
Me too.
Okay.
Kind of similar kind of pattern, still a couple feet behind Zig.
Okay. Yep, no problem. So as you kind of step forward, he motions you to be, about 5 feet, 10 feet behind him in a line, kind of just, says like, just, I want to make sure the town sees this. This is the best way for us to thank you. And he turns around and says, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, my compatriots of Greenest, today, even though it has only been a few days since a tragic night, today is a day for celebration. And there's a lot of claps and things that happen from the crowd. Yeah, the clouds start clapping. That's when you got to be worried. The crowd starts clapping, and these fine individuals, and he gestures behind him at the group of you, have risked their lives to bring forth information about these terrible raiders that have infested our town. And returned they have, but have gone beyond just collecting information. They have brought back some of our own. And he kind of points out to the crowd where, a few of the folks are. And again, the crowd just erupts and cheers. And not only that, but others that have also been taken by these terrible bandits. I cannot express with mere words the services that this group has performed for us. And again, just wild cheers just come from the crowd, just clapping, whistling, just everything. And he turns and says, he kind of turns and looks at the group and kind of scans everybody and then turns back around to the crowd. When I sent them on this mission, I had asked them to do so with a significant monetary value assigned to it. And people kind of like some people clapped. They weren't quite sure how to take what he just said. But they have performed far beyond what we expected. So I ask you, the people of Greenest, should I, as the representative of this town, go above and beyond what I had promised them for bringing information about these bandits? And as soon as he says that, the entire crowd just claps, cheers, just a roar of excitement and positivity just kind of emanates from the crowd.
Zig joins in and
just starts cheering too, and okay. Yeah, so
chanting Zazer.
All right, so you starts chanting Zazer. Is Toe going to start chanting Toe? That's what I would think was going to happen.
I'm going to start chanting Toe's the greatest, Toe's the greatest. Just kind of carrying on.
Charge.
No, but he is the greatest.
I feel like we're about to get an entire town.
So this is what I need. I need Zazer. I need you to go ahead and roll a charisma check, and I need Zig to also roll a charisma check.
What did he get? Oh.
I got 14.
Roll. There you go.
Wow.
Oh, so close. So after a little bit of time, after the cheers start going,
can I not make that intimidation and get my +3?
Nope, it was just a straight charisma check. So as the chicks
wearing the dragon robes and dragon mask.
I got you. You know what? I'll give you advantage. Roll one more time.
Oh.
Roll one more time. I'll give you advantage on that. All right. So, as the chant, suddenly the crowd starts saying, "Toe is best, toe is best, toe is best, toe is best," and it just kind of just builds and builds and builds and builds as the crowd takes over the lead of Zazer. And they're just, everyone's chanting and toe is best in the crowd, except for the only one who's not is Zig, who keeps chanting that Zazer's
I would
in
assume the
charge.
crowd is pretty split on this. It's 60-40.
I mean,
right?
it's close, but yeah, it's just a it's just noise at this point. But the
It's gonna be a civil war between the Zazers and
the Zazer versus. So the mayor kind of raises his hand. It's like, "It's good to see us back in good spirits. But please, I have business to conduct with these fine individuals. And Leosin, was it?" And he kind of points over to the group. It's like, "I believe you had some information you wish to share as well." And the half-elf kind of nods a little bit towards the direction of the mayor. It's like, good. Please, follow me to my home. And he points to the large building to the northwest that you can see there on the map. Directly north looks to be where the tavern is. And then next to that looks to be the house of the governor. And he kind of gestures, and as he gestures that way, the crowd just erupts in cheers as Leosin kind of makes his way towards the house. He seems to have picked up at some point a makeshift crutch that he's kind of using to kind of relieve some pressure on his left leg as he makes his way up there. And but it looks to be in otherwise fairly good shape.
Do any of these
Toes
people have?
berries just weren't good enough for him.
Do any of these people have tabards or holy symbols or?
Not really that you can necessarily see. They're not like necessarily just displayed openly or anything like that.
We haven't come across any sort of cleric or priest yet.
No. Outside of, Nutrock.
I don't know where Nutsack is. He's been quiet for a while.
What up?
See, there he is.
He's
He's just in the background walking around,
Just listening to the Civil War happen.
Mm-hmm. Not wanting to get involved. So yeah, the mayor or the governor, excuse me, walks up to the front door of his house and kind of opens it up and ushers for everybody to go in.
Yeah, I'll duck in behind him.
Okay. Everybody else?
Caesar's pushing me.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I'll go right on in.
All right.
Right, following right behind all that.
All right,
Yep.
no problem. So you guys make your way in. His home is fairly well furnished. It looks really nice in the opening, like the foyer area where you first come in. And he kind of motions off to the left side. And you look at the left side, and it looks to be that he has set up a meeting room in his own home. There's a very large table there, which can easily seat everybody that you have here, plus about 5 or 6 more if they really needed to.
Is there a window or anything like that in this meeting room?
Yeah. The south eastern wall has a window on it, and there's 2 windows on the southwestern wall as well.
As we start making our way there, I just find one of those windows and just kind of start looking out, almost distracted or bored.
Okay. Yeah, so you look out. You're basically just looking out over the town square, and as you can kind of start seeing people kind of meander away from the big crowd that had formed, and kind of spread out through heading off to wherever it is that they head off within town.
Indeed. I'm just going to keep my eye on the window unless the mayor is
Okay.
needing me of some kind.
Gotcha. No problem. So the mayor does he walks to the head of the table and pulls the chair out and stands in front of it. He doesn't sit down. He waits for everyone to kind of find their places. Leosin does make his way up to basically right next to him, pulls the chair out and sits down pretty much immediately. Likely probably just to rest the leg that he's been kind of hobbling off on this whole
Can
time.
Zig and Axia fit on these chairs? Or?
I was going to say,
Stay standing.
is there a barbarian-sized chair I could sit in?
Yeah,
That
so
way Pop will fit in?
the chairs are a little bit tight. You can kind of squeeze in if you want to. You know, you're kind of doing the whole like hold your hips, put your hands out, and kind of compare it to the width of the chair. It looks like that you might be able to sit in them, but it might be a little tight. It might be a little uncomfortable.
Maybe
I'm just
push
gonna
two of
sit
those
on
chairs
the floor
together.
then.
Okay. What about everybody else? What are y'all doing?
I'm gonna
I just sit on the
floor.
table.
Okay, you're gonna sit on the table. All right.
It's about my height, I'm guessing. The table. Yeah.
All right.
I'm assuming I just stand in front of the chair and pretend to be sit.
I got it. Yeah. Lean back on it a little bit. In a really uncomfortable position
How
to
does
look
that
like
even
you're
work?
sitting.
Yep.
Yeah, got it. Okay. All right. So as you kind of all settle in, with Zazer looking out the window, Zig sitting on the chair, or sitting on the table, Axia sitting on the floor. The only one that seems to be really sitting normally in any way, shape, or form is Leosin. And after you all kind of get settled, he looks around the room, kind of a little bit, a little confused.
Hey, what about Nutrock? Is he sitting normally?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably
Nutchuck hasn't
sitting
said
normally.
anything.
Yeah, Nutjoke's sitting on the chair, but his feet don't touch the floor.
Yeah,
so-
that's probably what's happening.
That's right. I'm just sitting on a chair kicking the air.
little
'cause I
feet
can't touch
just
the ground.
dangling, little dwarf feet just dangling as he sits on the chair. Okay, so as everyone kind of gets settled in, he says, "First,
Can
I
we
said
get a
it-
booster for Nutjoke?
just his little bearded face is all you see above the table."
I look over. He can sit on your lap if you want, Zig. Shit.
Mm,
Sit on the table with.
He's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that."
I'm good.
First, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for a job well done. Your shrewd negotiator, and he kind of points over at Toe, and has asked that we provide more. And at first, I was unsure, but the fact that you have brought back prisoners that had originally been taken from this town has, well, it's moved me, and it's moved many of our constituents. They have come together and donated to give you far more than what I had originally offered. So I wish to give this out of the way first before we move to our main business. And he pulls out a group of sacks, and as he kind of holds them up, he walks each one over to each one of you and hands them out personally. In here, you will see that we were able to get 400 gold for each of you.
Whew.
I'm rich.
So Axia gets a bag, Zazer gets a bag, Nutrock gets a bag, Zig gets a bag, and Toe gets one bag.
Zig forgot the guy's name.
Night Hill.
Nightill, keep gold.
No, you deserve every last bit of it. Please. I
Town
insist.
has no watchtower. Night will keep gold. Build watchtower.
He kind of reaches out for it and takes it and pulls it back. And when we first came to my town, I thought you were just another bunch of sellswords, but his eyes kind of well up a little bit. And he looks up at you. Thank you. Thank you.
Call watchtower Zazu's watchtower.
That can we be arranged?
I kind of look over with this kind of awkward smile on my face. Aw.
So he takes the money back and sits down. It's like, now that the payment portion is out of the way, tell me what you have found out about these raiders.
What raiders?
The big lizard seems to be honor bound and stupid because of it. Kind of just glancing over at Zig, starting to shake my head. Their sense of honor is a bit twisted, if you ask me, but still honor bound to some kind of twisted logic. They also seem to be gathering resources and gold and whatnot to try to bolster the horde of Tiamat. About as much as I gathered.
And then Leosin, after you kind of said, it's like, that's part of it, yes. He kind of turns to the governor. It's like, in my time there, before I had been captured, I had learned quite a bit. If you haven't known by now, Governor, these bandits weren't just a group of ne'er-do-wells. They are definitely members of the Cult of the Dragon. It seems that not everyone who was part of the raid last night was a part of the cult itself. They seem to have hired many sellswords and various others as well in order to bolster their numbers. Many of our prisoners that they had were being used for manual labor. I heard that some of them were taken and became converts themselves, but I had not seen that during my time there. What I do know is that there is something in the back of the camp that very few, if any, was able to enter. I do not know if you would notice the cave, but something was being stored there, and very few were allowed to enter. Mondath is currently the one that is in charge of this group. However, there seems to be another wearer of purple named Rezimir, who is truly in charge of this particular cell. And okay, go ahead.
What was the last name?
Rezimir?
Thank you.
And he kind of is like, from what I understand, they're trying to bring back Tiamat. And the things that they have been stealing have been, well, they're there to create a grand hoard for her when she does arrive.
How did none of us spot that cave? It's quite clear on the map too.
I saw it, but I just didn't care because, you know, it's not like we really had time to do anything with it.
Yep.
Probably where they're keeping their hoard of crap that they're stealing.
Let's see. I'm actually really curious about something. Oh, not nearly close enough. Never mind.
Okay.
Zazer doesn't know shit.
Okay. I mean, I'm the one that makes that decision, but okay. So yeah, after he kind of that's just like, and that is all I had time to truly discover during my time there.
So do we gotta sneak back in there and figure out what's in that cave? Maybe we steal it?
The governor's like, no. That is what I will do is send an envoy up to ask those of Candlekeep and perhaps even Waterdeep to see if they can send any reinforcements our way. I think for now, as far as I am concerned, protecting my people is the most important that I go with. And Leosin kind of says, as is your place as the governor. So the governor kind of looks around and is like, is there anything else that anyone knows that may be of assistance in determining what might be going on here?
I will tell you one thing. They're getting quite a few followers, so if you plan on going there, you're going to need a big group.
How many do you think?
I can't say for sure how many, but there was, quite a big gathering when we were trying to sneak the prisoners out.
Certainly a lot of kobolds. That was for darn sure.
Okay.
I can't give you a good number, but they're probably getting more followers every day.
I see. Thank you. That will be...
Would I know anything interesting I could whisper to Tack since I was an infiltrator of Bolt?
Yeah, since you were an infiltrator, go ahead and give me an intelligence check, but give it with advantage.
Oof.
Oh,
Holy.
Right. So
good job.
So yeah, you kind of know that this particular group has about 200-ish members. That's all told, including the sellswords, the mercenaries, and everything else as well.
Good stuff. Guess I'll list that to Tack so he can tell the group.
Okay. Is Tack telling the group?
Is Tack muted?
Yeah.
He said BRB in chat forever
Yeah.
ago, so maybe he's still.
Maybe he
being
might
right
still
back.
be gone. Okay.
He just fell asleep on the shop.
He just- These people are so boring. Yeah, so no worries. We're just gonna assume that he did what he had to do, and mentioned it, and it's like, thank you. That will be most helpful upon writing this letter. If there is nothing else, then I will call this meeting to adjourn. Please, you can stay at the inn, or either at the inn, or you can stay in the tower, whichever you choose. You will not be charged for your stay as you decide to what you're going to do next. As far as I am concerned, you have done everything that I've asked and more, and I thank you. And he stands up and bows to everybody in the group. It's like, now please, I have much to deal with as far as trying to procure more resources in order to continue to rebuild our town. And he kind of picks up the bag that was given back to him by Zig, and says, and this will be the first that we use in order to procure it. I cannot thank you enough.
Zig will give him a hug.
Give me a strength check.
As you crack his ribs.
20, he's dead.
All right. So yeah, just you give him a big old bear hug, and you hear as you squeeze him, but nothing snaps or anything like that. And he kind of, kind of pats you on the back as best as he can because you're quite wider than he is, and it's just, you know, and then slowly kind of pushes your arms off of him as best as he can, not really forcefully, but just like that motion of, you know, like, go now.
Zig stays still unless Caesar tells him to move. Yeah.
Okay.
Zig, you're gonna crush the man. Come on, man. Let's go back to our room, catch another nap.
Yeah. So as you
and figure out what we're doing,
you kind of pull the he lets go a little bit. You can hear like he takes a real big breath because he wasn't really able to breathe all that well before, and as the mayor kind of nods a thank you towards you, Zazer, and then moves his way to the door and opens it up and shows you all out. As the door opens, you can see the entourage of Leosins still waiting outside for him. It looks to be the majority of the crowd. Well, all the crowd is pretty much dispersed. One or two stragglers walking around, and you can kind of start picking up the noises of construction again, happening in various spots around. And so, yeah. Leosin makes his way outward towards his people.
I'll have a look for anybody with giant gold question marks above the head.
Yeah, no giant gold question marks that you see. Yeah, no, so nothing out of the ordinary necessarily that way at all.
What now, Zazer?
it's still pretty early morning.
It is early. Is everybody outside now? Did you all leave the mayor's house?
I assume it's closing time, so, you know, can't stay there.
Gotcha. All right. So as you
Time to go.
As
Just
y'all
the bottom half leaves, Tex still asleep on his chair.
Yeah, that's right. Just the bottom half leaves, the top half is still on the chair. So as you kind of all make your way out, the mayor kind of closes the door without you with a quick wave, and it seems that Leosin seems to want to talk with all of you. He kind of turns around and leans on his makeshift crutch.
I'm gonna make it glow blue.
You're gonna go up and touch his crutch and make it blue?
Yeah.
What?
He suffers from blue crutch. I hate when that happens.
Stick go blue.
You're touching his crotch? Trying to get
His crutch. Yes, his
Oh,
crutch.
his crotch.
Yeah, his crutch. Not his crotch, his crutch. That's a whole different thing. Jesus. Anyway.
He's gonna stare at him and expect a thank you.
He kind of looks at his glowing stick and is like,
Thanks.
yeah, thank you. A moment of your time, please. And he kind of just,
welcome.
yeah, immediately changes the subject to everybody else. A moment of your time.
What can we do for you, sir?
After you've done already for me personally and the people of Greenest, I hate to ask you for anything more, but the need is great, and I think you are the only ones that can actually do what I'm about to ask. I want you to return to the camp. Not today. Not today. And he kind of raises his hand. But I want you to return to the camp. You know your way around it. And if they're preparing to do another raid, or a large body of them marches away, or anything substantial like this happens, I need to know.
Ellen, we have another peeping Tom.
If you get the chance to get into the camp and look around again, that would be the ideal way to find out if anything has changed since we were last there. But I will say this, and he kind of gets this little kind of shit-eating grin on his face, is like, I don't recommend getting captured.
I just shoot a look over at Zig. We'll certainly try not to this time, even though it was a bit of an issue last time. Start shaking my head.
No, Zig not captured.
Then what would you call that whole rope thing? And tied to that stick then, my friend? Was
Rope's
that not
not
captured?
Rope's not even work.
You're welcome for that. And I
Ropes
just
don't
go
even
tap.
work.
I just go tap him on the shoulder.
Can't hold Zig with rope.
No, they can't. You are powerful, Zig.
He's just
So, who's all around? Is it just Leosin and his...
It's Leosin and his entourage. There's the occasional individual walking around, going into the tavern / inn directly north, or walking around carrying various like wood and things, nails, stuff like that.
I'm
Carts.
assuming since Toe's the greatest, everybody's looking at us and stuff, so...
Yeah,
So
there's
punch tack in the back of the head, or punch tack until he asks how much we're gonna get paid and if Toe's gonna get extra, because Toe's the greatest.
Gotcha. So do you have like a code that you use where you can ask them questions by tapping them or something like that? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I know we'd ask it if he was here.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, easy enough. No problem. So yeah, there's he's like, I am willing to pay 150 each.
$150.
Yes, 150 gold each.
100 each, and the rest goes to Toe.
I glare over. No, 150 each. Toe doesn't get extra. Toe certainly doesn't get my half or my portion. Can I just give him that single eyebrow raise? Trying to steal from me? Half dragon?
In the
We're
back
not
of
that-
Zig's head, he's thinking, it's time for round 3. Let's go.
Oh, we totally have him this time too. Wait. Thoughts not spoken. Damn it.
I'll think it to my cat, see if the cat really is it to the weasel. And
Do you know this weasel? Yeah, so he's, if that's agreeable to you.
Agreeable for Toe.
All right.
Zay's in charge.
Yeah, we're doing this thing, buddy.
And
Yeah,
he kind of looks around and says, and that does include the split personality among you. And he kind of winks. He kind of winks at Toe.
Toe is the greatest.
He's like, good. I will spend the next few days here resting up. I want to make sure that my body is completely healed before I make my way back. But once you have found this information, if anything happens, you can find me in the city of Ethereal. That is where you will get paid. Yes, Ethereal. Elterial.
Have we been there before? Is that...
No.
No.
I'm too stupid to ask directions. Can someone else? Nobody?
I mean-
all right.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes. Give me a moment.
Everyone's like writing it down. Yeah. It's like, what are we doing? Yeah, so Elterial is a pretty decent trek north. Right next to the Kianathar River, essentially. So you could either go take the coastway up to Baldur's Gate and then take the river down, or you could take your way, to Bird Dusk, and then go northward to Scorinbro and take the river the other direction. So it's not too super far away.
Such a large map.
I mean, it's a large world.
Like, in all my lookings up and readings, it just amazes me how huge this world of D&D actually is. And the fact that we only play a game, 5th edition is like...
We're only playing one world. There are multiple worlds.
Yeah, that too. Huge maps.
I mean, it's been around for 40 years, so it's got some stuff.
Oh, lordy. How many times did they release 3rd edition? Like 6?
No. 3 and 3.5. Yeah. All right, cool. So, what are y'all's plans?
So Leeson's coming with us.
No, he's going
No.
to a different city altogether.
He's traveling north, not south.
Yeah, he's going to travel north. Once he gets 100% healthy. And he kind of doesn't seem too concerned about you doing it immediately. Just as long as you do it, within the next day or so.
Heck, I suggest that we take the next day or so and slowly slink our way down there, taking care to be as stealthy as we can. Because I'm sure this encampment is not pleased with us even the slightest.
I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah, there might be something to that.
I'm all for it. I don't mind going down there. Saying hello to everybody.
All right.
Will Zig's wisdom know enough to know they would have sent scouts to look for us? Or is his intelligence too?
Wisdom is more about whether you can see it or hear it.
His insight to know.
Yeah. So maybe at the time, but not necessarily.
He's probably forgot by now.
Yeah, remembering to today. He might not have remembered that he saw it, if he did see it. Yeah.
Hey, Alan, quick question.
Yep.
As far as spells go, can I change my spells out at any point, or?
When you level, you'll pick new ones based upon the ones that, you'll get new ones that as you level.
Okay. So I can't pick out of the ones that I have now.
I don't believe so. I'd have to reread that to double check, but I don't believe so.
Okay. I'll do a little bit of research myself then.
Yep.
Thank you.
Wait, what are you? Oh. You're a warlock.
He's a warlock,
yes.
yeah. I don't remember if they can swap out ones they already know or not. But anyway, so do you guys have any plans for the rest of the day, or you gonna go start working now? What's your intentions here?
I'm good to start going now.
Towards the Raiders camp?
Oh. So, yeah, let's head on down to the Raiders camp, and warlocks can only pick new spells when they level.
Okay, there you go.
That's new spells though, but you get your spell slots back.
Well, he gets his spell slots back every time he rests, so.
And we've already rested.
Yep.
So if you already know all your spells, you can.
Yeah. I'm glad that it's something I figured out now for further spells choices, because I got this. But yeah, let's make our way down to that camp and see if we can't sneak in more effectively.
Okay. Cool. So is there anything y'all need to purchase or anything from the town at all right now or anything?
They got any magic items?
No. Everything of value was stolen. Remember?
I remember.
No,
I figured maybe there.
It's all
I
in
thought
that-
maybe there'd be a hidden forward somewhere. or
Hidden
something.
somewhere. Yeah. No, unfortunately, they didn't have a whole lot of cash left, and you just got about the last of what they had.
Have there been any things of naked halflings in the area?
Nope, no naked halflings that you know of. You can go ahead and give me an investigation check if you want to kind of ask around about naked halflings. But why would you ask about naked halflings? You weren't around. Anyway, that's only before. Yep, nothing you know of. Nothing. Nobody knows anything about a naked halfling. Everyone around here are good and wholesome individuals. Okay.
Huh.
Then what am I doing
Even the
here?
halflings.
Even the halflings. That's right.
Do they have blacksmiths in town?
Yeah, they're pretty much anything that you would possibly need in a town. They have it. In a town, not necessarily a big city, but a town.
What is a halberd again? What kind of weapon?
Polearm.
Poleaxe.
It's a polearm.
Yeah, it's. I believe it's martial.
That's martial?
Yeah, I
Yes.
believe it's martial.
Am I good with martial weapons? How do I check that? I don't remember.
It would be under your abilities.
Yeah,
I thought
whatever
you
your
would be
proficiencies are.
Yeah, like me, my weapons are simple weapons and martial weapons.
Ooh.
I guess he's good with martial weapons.
I'm good with the martial weapon.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna get his weapon back. Anyway,
Is there a way, before we go, can I talk to the blacksmith person? See if they got any,
Yeah,
those
so-
things?
yeah, as you're looking around, you're able to find one, and let's see here. How much does that thing cost? Let's see, a halberd is 20 gold. Yeah. Yeah, they do have one available.
Can I ask him if he would just trade me for, if he would just trade my dwarven hammer for that halberd?
What
Straight
kind
out?
of what kind of hammer?
It's a good question.
I think I've seen this somewhere before.
The warhammer?
It's a warhammer.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you as like, well, this is a little more expensive than the warhammer, but I'll tell you what, don't let me wife know because she'd kill me, but yeah, let's do it.
Woo! I like this guy. Alright, I'll do that.
All right, yeah, so he will take your warhammer and you can take your halberd.
This is gonna be awesome. The halberd probably the size I am.
It's longer than you are, yeah, for sure. It's
All right,
long.
physique.
It's definitely longer than you are.
How do I actually put a halberd in here again?
You should just be able to drag it to your inventory.
So I gotta go to the
From the
library.
item.
I can do it. Give me a sec.
I'll let you do it then. That sounds good.
Yeah, I can do those
Anti-matter
things.
rifle.
What's that?
For Zig, he's not going to talk to the blacksmith. He's going to go and knock on Nighthill's door.
Okay, you're gonna go back to his house. All right.
Yeah.
You're met by someone that is definitely not him.
We're at Nighthill.
Sir Nighthill is working. What may I help you with?
Tell Nighthill Zig here.
This is highly irregular, sir. May I ask what this is about?
About Zig.
Yes, but what is your business?
With Nighthill.
Yes, but wait here, sir. And he kind of closes the door, and you hear his footsteps kind of walk off. And after a few minutes, what I just want to mention, it's funny to me that you all let him walk off by himself. That's the first thing that I want to say is like
30 feet away.
Zig just walks off.
Responsibility.
Yeah, Zig just walks off by himself, and nobody's like, yeah, whatever. We're just gonna let him do whatever he wants.
We're in town. I'm barely thinking about it. I'm sorry.
So he makes his way to. So after a little bit of time, the door opens, and the mayor is standing there.
Right, Zig's going to give him a little squeeze.
Okay. He kind of tries to back away from you, but your arms are far too long and burly for him to really get away quickly. And you grab
I'll release him this time.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Zig need help.
What? Yes, what can I help you with?
Little person with stick want Zig go back.
I don't follow.
Go back to Big Blue Dragon.
Okay. How? What do you want me to do?
Zig needs new armor. Stronger.
I see. Yes. Please. I don't have any armor on me. There may be a few leftover pieces from the raid that go find someone who has a big fire and a big hammer, and maybe they can have armor for you.
You mean blacksmith? Why not say blacksmith?
God damn it! Yes, a blacksmith.
Little people, very confusing. You say blacksmith, mean blacksmith.
Yes, blacksmith. Yes, the blacksmith. Please go find a blacksmith. I cannot help you. They will be able to help you.
Blacksmith want coin for armor.
Yes, and he kind of rubs his head, like the temples, just really concentrating on his temples with his thumb and his fingers, just like, oh my. And please wait here. And he kind of walks off into the other room that you may or may not remember was the one room that you were in not too long ago. And he comes out with a small bag. And it's like, now, are you sure this is what you want?
No, want armor, not coin.
Yes, but you have to go to the blacksmith, and the blacksmith wants coin, yes?
Blacksmith work for you. You tell blacksmith, Zig need armor.
No, that's not how it works at all. They charge for their
Where's town
craft.
guard? No town guard?
They are all centered out of the tower. And he kind of...
Any dead? Where they armor?
They're dead. Wow.
I'm not eating them.
I would say not.
But they're not moving.
Okay, so he kind of looks behind Zig to see if there is anybody else around.
Nope.
And there's nobody there, and he's just... Here, come with me. And he kind of steps out, and his butler kind of raises his hand, and and Night Hill kind of raises his hand over to his butler and says, I will handle this. Please.
He raise his hand to the butler too. Yeah.
So now that both the Night Hill and are both raising their hand to the butler. He's like, please, Sir Zig, follow me.
Yeah, we'll follow.
All right. So he walks through the town and takes you to the nearest blacksmith. And Leonard, Governor, you wouldn't happen to have any armor in stock, would you? I may, but most of the expensive stuff's been taken. Well, he kind of gestures towards you, Zig. This fine gentleman here would like a new set of armor. Oh, aye.
What does he do when he sees the size of Zig?
Yeah, he kind of looks up like he... this is a dwarven fellow, so he says, "Oh, aye!" And he kind of turns and slow pan from because basically he was eye level at your crotch, and slow pans all the way up to the full towering of this giant half orc, and what do you need?
You can see what I'm wearing, all right?
Yeah, so in your current...
Stronger.
Stronger, you say?
Yeah, mechanically I'm probably looking at splint, right?
Yeah, because you have, what do you have? You have chain right now, yeah. So you're looking for something heavy, are you?
Zig may or may not have lost fight. And it does a shifty-eyed look.
Gotcha.
Need something stronger than this. Points to it.
Is this
like,
the same?
What's that?
Is this the same blacksmith that Nutrock got his poleaxe from, or polearm?
No.
Okay, damn. Okay.
Good.
You're like, I'm glad I'm not there for any of this shenaniganery. Okay, why can't I find it? He's like, but how strong are we talking?
As strong as Zig.
As strong as you, eh? And he kind of looks at you as like, well, the strongest I don't have, but I may have the next best thing. And he kind of rubbages through the back and pulls out, a piece of splint armor, and he kind of holds it up, like he's standing away from you, and he kind of holds it up, trying to like, essentially moving in and out to try to match the size of the armor to the size of your body. And I may need to make some adjustments.
Zig, wait here.
And he kind of looks over at the mayor. It's like, I've had an order of nails to help put everything together for the town. And he just kind of like, this is one of our special guests. Please do what you can to help him. And he hands over a bag to the blacksmith.
Do I see the bag?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't
the same
like...
bag he offered?
Yeah, it was the exact same bag he offered.
Note that for Watchtower.
No, don't you worry. The Watchtower will also be done.
Oh, okay. Still Zazer's Watchtower.
Yep. Yes, still Zazer's Watchtower. And then he leans forward to whisper, give me a quick perception check.
Kills. It's a flat 0. Oh,
all right.
Ooh.
So the mayor, the governor leans over to us like, I have things to do. Please just keep this one entertained for as long as you can. And
oh, that's fine.
and as he takes the bag of coin and he kind of holds it in his hand, is like, "Hi, governor, I got you."
Right, yeah. So go hang out with the dwarven blacksmith.
Okay, yeah. So, while the blacksmith kind of walks up to you and is like, "All right, big guy. I'm just trying to get some measurements. Can you walk over here?" And he kind of motions for you. There's a step ladder that he's trying to get you to kind of stand over by.
He's really gonna make me step on a step.
No. He wants you to stand by the step ladder.
All right, yeah. So go through as he's
All right. So yeah, he kind of walks up and he wraps a string around you, around your chest, and so on and so forth. And
does the cat play with the string?
yeah, the cat like bats at it and stuff like that. But after he kind of gets the measurements with the string around you, he starts to go to work to expand the size of the splint mail because it's a little bit, someone of your stature is a little bit bigger than what he had originally built this one to be used on.
Is he being entertaining?
He's making a whole lot of noise and beating the crap out of metal.
Okay. Yeah. If he wasn't being entertaining, Sig would have
yeah, I mean, like he's definitely like he's singing dwarven songs and whatnot. A lot of it seems to kind of how he is keeping pace on how often he swings his hammer down based on the song that he's singing, as he heats up various pieces of metal in order to essentially add more girth to the armor.
So you need more girth.
That's right, you're a girthy man. That's right.
Alright, he'll just wait there until someone turns up or until the armor's done.
Alright, so that's going to take a little bit of time. What's everybody else doing while that's going on?
I'm just wandering around aimlessly.
Okay. No real plan or anything like that.
Seeing if I can find anyone that needs help with anything.
Okay. Yeah.
I need something to do.
I got you.
I'm generally looking around, and I'm having familiar just scout the. It's a weasel. If he can get into a house, slip under a door or whatever, it's just looking for Zig, and I've commanded it to tell me when it finds him.
Okay.
Not sure how I lost track of that big guy. Fuck.
Yeah, he's a wily little guy, or big guy, whatever.
We're just
So yeah,
handling usual toe things.
gotcha. Give me a charisma check with disadvantage.
He's the one with good charisma.
Yeah, but the whole town just saw you receive a giant bag of money, so yeah, for the most part, everyone kind of ignores you as you shake your little can of coins. Just kind of not really paying attention to you as you're like trying to act like you're a panhandler, but everyone just saw you get a bag of cash. Well, not a bag of cash, but they didn't see that part of it, but they knew you were getting a bag of cash. So they essentially kind of ignore you the entire time while you're out there doing that. Actually, you are able to find a few odd jobs to help around with, where your strength really has come into assistance and all that. But eventually, your weasel, Zazer, does find Zig seeming to be kind of completely mesmerized by a chanting dwarf that seems to be making a large suit of splint armor.
When Murray tells me where he's at, I tell Murray to get up on Zig's shoulder and watch whatever he's watching.
Okay.
And I start making my way towards that blacksmith.
Gotcha.
Kind of playing a complicated game of Marco Polo with my pet, just kind of based on what he's seeing and what I'm seeing, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't take that long. It takes you about 30 minutes. The town's not super big or anything like that, so it takes you about 30 minutes to kind of figure out where the heck he is. And yeah, the whole time when you stop to concentrate in order to see and hear what your familiar sees and hears, it's mostly just this dwarf that seems to be adding extra pieces onto this suit of armor.
Ooh. Fancy.
And just about when you arrive there, he's picking it up just like, "Huh!" And he kind of trundles over, is like, all right, me big lad. You need to take off what you're wearing, though.
Right, Ziggle, get naked.
No, not just the armor. Keep on the jerkin. Keep on the
You should
bridges.
take off what I'm wearing.
Take off your armor.
Okay.
Oi. Now I know what the governor was talking about. Okay. All right. So
Constitution check for.
no. So after you get the armor off, he kind of swings the other armor as best he can over you, and helps you kind of put it on, kind of slowing the time. So after a minute or two, he is able to kind of get it on you, and it fits really well. He kind of just eyeballed it, did a little bit of measurement with a string, and this thing seems to fit you just about perfect. It's like, all right there, this is what you wanted, yeah?
Yeah. What name?
Oh, my name? I go by many, but what they mostly know me here.
Thank you, Manny. Here.
And he kind of just stops halfway after you called them many. He just like, that's not, never mind.
You keep Zig old armor.
Aye. Thank you then. You enjoy your day. I'm sure your friends are looking for you somewhere.
Many entertained.
At about this time, where's Zazer? The whole thing's going on.
I mean, you're close enough, essentially, that you can go and...
I want to enter the blacksmith kind of giggling, because I've been listening to this conversation carry on for the last half hour. As I'm walking toward... I open the door and kind of look at Zig. You're looking rather nice in that new kind of armor, and I kind of slap him in the chest a little bit. Come on, man, we got things to do out in town. And I kind of just turn and slowly start walking towards the door, kind of dragging my feet, kind of waiting for him to follow up.
Zazer in charge.
Yeah. And I kind of look over to the dwarf, and my dude, I appreciate you taking such great care of my friend here.
Name not dude, name many.
Oh, I gave that. My apologies, Minnie. Go on.
He kind of looks at you, just like, the name's Trundle. Just take your pet with you, please. I have things to do around here.
Many got two names. Oh, Toe got two names.
Well, thank you, Trundle.
Yeah, I'm gonna look under Manny's.
You're just gonna see there's two of them. It's like, hey, what are you doing? And he kind of like, you're trying to lift up his blacksmith leather apron, and he keeps trying to like just bat your hand away. He's like, what are you? Leave me alone!
Looking for Trundle.
I start giggling as all this happens.
What are you?
I just kind of leave the building.
I have things to do. I gotta make some nails. I've got.
Zig.
Alright, I'll give him a hug and walk off.
He just. And as you walk away, he's just like, his arms are all kind of right at his side. Just beard is kind of smashed upward because you unceremoniously just kind of grabbed him. So his beard just kind of got smashed up against his face and kind of stayed there for just a second after you pulled off, and it slowly, unfolded as he kind of just watches you leave, just completely gobsmacked about the whole situation.
And Zazer can't help but to just giggle at, like, trying to not laugh at the dwarf, but just giggling almost too loudly as I leave that building.
Well, you're sure as hell not laughing with him. So, at him is your only option at this point.
At this point, I'm happy I'm not in the building to truly insult the dwarf.
Okay. All right. So, if nobody else has anything that they're kind of planning to doing the rest of the day, the rest of the day pretty much just goes on with zero issues, zero option, no problems whatsoever. You as evening kind of sets, you know, you've been invited both to either stay in the tower or in the tavern, whichever your choice is.
Zig will be sleeping on the tower.
A
keeping
tower
a
again.
lookout.
Okay. All right. So
I'll
yeah,
stay
Zig.
in the tavern.
Okay.
I'll join Zig on the tower to keep watch as well.
All right. So for all of you that are staying inside the tavern, why?
You mean Zazer, right? Not me.
Oh, we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We went a little bit longer. I had to take care of something. Also, I got Cheez-Its.
I was just telling Janelle I want Cheez-Its.
I had some buffalo chicken wing Cheez-Its.
Are those good?
Uh-huh.
Buffalo chicken wing Cheez-Its?
Mm-hmm. They're little spicy Cheez-Its.
I feel like
And
I
they're
need to try
delicious.
those.
And here I was thinking that I was special with my egg drop soup.
No.
I think,
Well, dude, I
think,
would kill for some Chinese food.
I think Dee's still having some family issues.
Yeah, he
Some
messaged in
children issues.
Discord. Apparently, the kids are acting up. So, apparently, Pingus is now at the helm for Toe.
I'm back right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's back.
Unless I throw a chair across the room.
Oh well.
Well, you know,
Don't do
it
that,
worked for
dude.
Bobby Knight pretty well.
Could always just be a pro wrestler.
Sometimes. All right. So just to catch you up, Dee, basically, you had a whole day of being able to essentially restock, etc., etc. Zig has annoyed everybody in the town for
Yep.
the most part.
They're like, please take him away. Please take him away.
And yeah, so and Leosin, I don't know if you were here for the part that Leosin was paying you all 150 gold each to spy on the camp and let him know if something crazy happens, like they leave or anything like that. And then Eturiel is the town that he will be waiting in once if something happens. He's going to be spending some time in Eturiel once he heals up in Greenest.
So did we get paid for the initial run?
We did. Only you got paid half because you're one person in the town's mind.
That's why I told you double.
Toe got paid half, sadly.
So yeah, 200 for each of you.
400 between both of us.
And Zig gave his share up to build a watchtower in Zazer's name.
Uh-huh.
Right, which was then used to buy him armor.
Well, I think only half of it would have been used, right? Yeah.
I think the other half was just to babysit Zig for a while.
The mayor just didn't want
The
to deal
mayor
with
just did not want to deal with him anymore.
I don't blame him.
Dude, I think I should abandon Zig in towns more often. This is entertaining as hell.
All right.
Noted.
All right, so now it's the next day. And
I say we beat feet back to the town and do a little bit of invisibility work into that cave.
The camp, you mean?
You mean the
Yep.
camp?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to that Raiders camp and
Okay.
loot them.
all right, no problem. So you're actually able to get back to the camp with no issues whatsoever. There's no real resistance or anything like that. And you finally make your way all the way to the camp itself. But when you get there, one of the first things that you notice is that it definitely looks different than what it did before, especially from a distance. Like, it's hard to tell exactly what's different from this far away, since you're still a decent way away from it, but you know you're coming up on it. But something definitely already looks off.
Are we using the same map as last time, or is there a new map to be shared?
Nope. It's...
Oh.
There seems to be black lines on all tents.
Yes, all the black lines. It'll load. Give it a second. I thought I preloaded this, but apparently I did not. Oh, and that reminds me, I gotta change Murray out.
And just for ease, I'll more than likely be leaving Murray as a while.
Alright. Yeah, so there it goes. There it goes. So when you first get to the front of the camp, one of the first things that you notice that while the two big guard towers are still there, all the tents that are in the front have all been burned down.
What? Someone raided the Raiders camp?
Yeah, so all the tents right here in the front are all completely burnt down. Just charcoal, pieces of wood and leather and whatnot. Just all in this lower area in which you currently are in, or are next to.
Interesting. So final plan check with the group. I want to sneak in under invisibility, leaving Murray on one of you guys to like tap on you if something goes wrong, kind of thing. Final thoughts before I don't know. Final thoughts.
That's fine. I'm too big to be sneaking around anyways.
Couldn't we just send Murray in? He's a weasel now.
Actually, that's a great idea. Well, yeah.
Unless, you know, they get hungry for weasels. But...
I mean, does it ever even look like anybody's here anymore? Or does it look like they just dipped?
Well, so from what you can see, essentially all the tents that are nearest to you are completely, like I said, completely burnt down. Just blackened spots where the tents used to be, half burnt tent poles and things like that, and the canvas and all that is also kind of burnt up. But you can see that there seems to be the other tents are up further upwards into this canyon. So it does seem like some of the tents are intact, but all the ones down here in the lower portion, which if you remember was where all the kobolds were staying, those are all burned down.
Can the cat see anything in the guard tower?
There is nobody in the guard tower.
I send my weasel in to do a little preliminary, not have him go more than hard 5 foot out, just kind of checking the nearest tents to see if he sees anything, charred bodies or anything like that in there.
Oh, so you're checking all the burnt down tents?
I'm checking the nearest two, because I don't want Murray to go more than a hard.
I got you.
I want him to stay within communication range at this point.
Yeah, so he kind of, waddles through all the stuff, and there's just you don't see any bodies or anything like that. It just looks like, debris and refuse.
I suspect these guys might not like the dragon puppies anymore. The kobolds, as it were. So there's nobody seemingly around, and then
not that you see so far. There's nobody in the guard tower. There's nobody around these tents.
I want to recall Murray and put him on Axia's shoulder. Hey, Axia.
Yes, sir.
If Murray starts tapping you on the shoulder, or I'm gone for too terribly long, come and find me, would you? And I go to cast invisibility on myself because I want to start sneaking around and sleuthing in here.
Okay. Right. That's a concentration spell, and it is
1 hour, I believe.
1 hour. Yeah. As long as you don't attack anything.
Yep, perfect.
All right. Where are you, Zazer? You are now invisible.
Perfect.
I'd like Cat to keep an eye on Zazer as best he can.
All right.
Pick up his cat and just put the cat into my bag so he's with me.
Okay. No
So
problem.
He can do that.
Invisible as well.
Yep. Invisible inside the bag. Yes. That works.
Perfect.
And the cat will come back if it's...
You should have stuck me in the bag with you.
You're not that small.
You're right. I'm actually a very fat dwarf.
Yeah. Tubby. Oh, tubby dwarf.
My foot might fit in the bag.
So I figure I'll just follow the same route that. Oh, where is it? Where's me? I'm gonna follow the same route that I ran out from, kind of just following the wall and having a look. I'm looking for at this point. I'm just looking for any signs of life or anything with a heartbeat. Just.
So which way are you going?
I'm gonna follow this. The outcropping of I don't want the branches to say hurt me or scrape me or anything like that, so I'm gonna walk around them.
Okay.
I'm just kind of wandering around, checking.
Yeah. So again, all the tents in this lower area are just completely burnt to the ground. You don't see anything of interest. There is no. There is nothing other than burnt old pottery, a couple of cracked lamps, stuff like that you can see in this lower area.
So can we tell, like, from this distance, whether it was like humans that burnt it down versus like a dragon from above burning it down?
I mean, there's no necessarily evidence. You can give me a survival or. Yeah, a survival check will probably be the best to kind of determine what was up with this fire.
Come on, let me click. There we go. Survival?
Yeah. All right. So it definitely looks like these were purposely burnt down, but it doesn't seem like it was done like from above or anything. It looks like it was just lit on fire.
Okay.
As soon as I get to the middle section into the non-burned out camp section, I stop to just observe to see if there's any movement of life, any rustling of tents, anything that I need to concern myself with before I move into the next section.
Okay, so the tents themselves are just kind of sitting there. You do see the canvas moving. However, that could easily be explained by the kind of the wind that is blowing currently through the area. It's not like blowing hard or anything like that, but it's definitely blowing, and the canvas isn't moving too erratically to be anything more than the wind itself.
Alrighty then. After being confident enough in what's going on, how do I want to proceed about this? You know what? I think I should just run my hand, relatively speaking, along this right wall.
Okay.
Kind of just slinking along this back wall, just making sure that I'm as more or less far away from these tents as I can. Again, just keeping an eye on if I see any kind of people or...
Yeah, and actually, while you're doing that, go ahead, because I forgot to ask you for this before, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Since you're invisible, you can just use it and good to go. Okay, yep, no problem. So yeah, as you move around, most everything just seems completely quiet.
All right. Hold on, not final position. Hold on. As soon as I get to roughly a spot that I can look across the camp, I'm trying to look. I want to sneak a little bit into the camp area itself.
Okay.
I want to see if I can't see into that big tent. Is the flap open?
The flaps are down on the big tent.
Huh. All right.
Just make it sound like it's wind. It'll lift it up.
Hold on. Actually, how far away is no, I need to be. I want to get within 120 feet. Is what I gotta do. Hold on. I need to read the nature of a spell real quick before I do something stupid.
Okay.
I want to use Thermages to blow open that flap, but will that be considered an attack of some kind?
No, I mean you're just kind of causing a small wind to happen with thaumaturgy, but it might not even be enough really to open the door enough for you to be able to open it.
Yeah, let's not cast on it then. Still really paranoid. Kind of feeling confident about the nature of my invisibility spell. Not that I'm like kicking my feet or dragging them, but still trying to be careful. I'm just gonna make my way just kind of straight across.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up to this side, but keeping my eye pretty concentrated on that the cave opening to see if I can't see anything as I approach it.
So, because it's still daylight outside, you can actually see fairly deeply into the cave. It's pretty massive. You're talking. It's about 30 feet wide, so you can definitely see in there no problem. And give me a quick perception check.
All right. Uno momento. No.
Yeah, so as you get closer, you're able to determine that behind one of the pillars, there looks to be somebody standing behind one of the pillars that are kind of in front of the area. Here, give me a second. I will show you this shortly.
Thank you. Like a normal person or somebody of unusual size?
No, it looks like a normal person.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're definitely seeing that looks like to be somebody behind that pillar.
Knowing that I'm still invisible, I want to hug the pillar on the left side, right?
Yeah, it's that pillar that's kind of right in the middle there.
All right, I got you. I want to essentially just keep my hand on the right side and just.
So the south side of the cave, then?
Yeah, south side of the cave. Just kind of slowly slink by this guy quietly.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, then.
So many maps open. Oof.
Matter of fact, let me make sure that I put you over here so you know where you are. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Mr. Zazer. Boop.
Uh, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We're going to call it my movement for the time being.
All right, so as soon as you kind of turn that corner, not only do you see the one kind of standing there behind that one pillar, you also see, and you almost walk directly into another one in this alcove.
Ah, shit. Oh, I have an increasingly dumb idea. Shit. Having suddenly noticed that I just kind of rolled up on the sky on my right, I want to kind of just stop and like back up, kind of
Okay.
just backpedal a little bit.
Yep, no problem.
Take one step to this side and just. Can I see any further into this?
From
Cave?
where you are right now, no, not really. There's another. You can see another column. Directly in front of you. That's that small area. I can probably just do it like this so you can see it. There is another column right there. But you can't see much further because it kind of curves to the south, and you can't make much more out because of the way that the cave is shaped.
Alan, while we've been waiting outside, has there been any signs of people leaving?
No, nothing whatsoever. As not people actually leaving. Are you asking if you're looking around for tracks or anything, or what do you mean?
Yeah, on the entrance to the camp, because it's a pretty funneled entrance, and there's no signs of traffic that people have.
There seems to be. Give me a survival check, and actually, everybody outside, give me a survival check. You'll have time to have all had a look around.
Ooh.
There we go, Zig. We got a 50. We got a 19, a 15, a 15. All right. Yeah, so it looks to be that there are several groups that have all kind of gone in all sorts of different directions. It doesn't look like the mass group that you initially followed when you first made your way towards the camp, leaving the town. Like, it wasn't this en masse passage. It just looks like they left in a lot of smaller groups, just in all sorts of directions.
But it looks like they left, not that they came back.
From what you can tell, yes.
Okay.
It looks like a lot of people left.
Zig says nothing, he just notices this. Doesn't say a word.
Doesn't say anything about it, just
Yeah.
notices it. Got it.
And I did my best to kind of split the difference between these two guys.
Okay.
As to try not to have them hear me too badly if they did.
All right, yeah, easy enough. So as you kind of get to that corner, you notice that there is a lot of about more to this cave. From here, it's all pretty lit up, essentially from the entrance there. So it's all nice and bright, all the way down to what you're currently seeing there. But it slowly, it kind of basically starts to dim out, and you can't see much of anything past what you currently can see.
About how long has it taken me to get this far in my...
About 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
Since you just kind of walked up and nothing was really in the way to stop you or anything, it took about 15 minutes to get up to here.
I'm gonna keep running my hand along the right wall.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to about here and stop and again see if I can't peer around the corner. I don't want to bump into anybody like I did as I came in.
I gotcha. Yeah, so as you kind of get over here, you do notice that just over it, there looks to be some steps going downward over on this side, and kind of directly where you are, it looks like it kind of dead ends.
So the stairs are a bit and things opened up.
Yeah.
It
Looks like it dead ends down that way, yeah, to the south.
And then okay. So walking directly over and keep my hand again on the right side. The stairs are about right here.
Yeah.
Are they going up or down?
They're going down. You can see you can see like basically a small cliff that is, I won't say it's really a cliff. I won't say that. But there's definitely a drop off, and then you can see the steps kind of going down. your dark vision actually will allow you to kind of sit down in there, and you can see that there's this 10-foot drop off, and you can see the broad steps that are moving down, kind of creating. They're not like they're naturally made. It doesn't look like they were carved or anything, and they're very kind of shallow as they move their way downward. But the stairs themselves are all fairly wide, 5 to 10 feet wide, but they don't drop very much between each one. But you can see down in there. Let's see, you have 5, 15, 5, 15, 5, 15. Yeah, okay. So down in here, you can see this chamber. And from where you are right now, there are a ton of fungus just growing down there. Large mushrooms of various types, all kind of just growing down into this lower area here.
So I'm gonna ask for a little bit of help on this next move. I want to make it to the bottom of the stairs, but I want to stay at least 5 feet away from the nearest fungus of any kind.
Okay, so there's no fungus on the steps themselves. They're all down in the bottom.
So like it's on the floor.
On the floor, yeah. So as you drop down that 10 feet, that's where you can see all the fungus on the ground. And there's a bunch of different kinds. Some of them are big, some of them small. It's just a lot of fungus.
Alrighty, let me check my inventory real quick.
All right.
No
Paranoid?
eating the magic mushrooms while you're in the booth.
No, well,
And watch out for black puddings.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I want to pull out my cultist spear. Well, actually, that would constitute an attack. Damn it.
Too late. Roll initiative.
Exactly, son of a bitch. Oh, I don't want to go into this room, but I want to go. Ooh. Oh, he's a dumb monkey. He makes a single step
Okay.
off there, just like
So as you're walking down the steps, you step down and hear a click. And when you hear that click, suddenly 2 of the lower steps that you were standing on flatten out, and suddenly a ramp is created. And the fact that it's wet and slippery, you quickly find yourself sliding down this ramp that is suddenly created, and you find yourself deposited at the bottom of the steps.
and I'm about to get eaten. Bottom of the steps, perfect.
Yeah,
Does the cat think this is dangerous? The cat.
I mean, the cat's a little upset, but then suddenly, you hear. Hold on.
Murray's starting to freak out a little bit on my shoulder, man.
Has it linked that far?
I mean, the sliding down, like, so Murray definitely knows that the surprise. He definitely feels the surprise of the steps suddenly appearing there.
Murray would start pecking because he's as paranoid as I am if we're connected.
Weasels peck.
Yeah, or scratching. I thought I still had my raven. I'm sorry.
So you find yourself kind of sitting down right at the base of this large purple fungus that it just kind of looks like a giant mushroom. And what I need you to do... Wait a minute. You're invisible. Never mind.
Oh, thank God.
What I need...
There's an audible clap in the room.
Oh, you know what? Yes. Roll initiative.
suction
Sorry. Do roll
Son
initiative.
of a mother, let's go. I'm doomed. We're having a black fungus incident, guys. Shit.
Uh-oh.
And there's only one of you.
So you guys are telepathically like
Yes.
joined with your creature?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They can
Is
tell...
there a
They can...
distance?
they can telepathically communicate with their familiar, and as long as they're on the same plane of existence.
How do I roll initiative for the cat?
No matter how far apart you are, you could still.
I have to roll for the cat, so let me roll for cat.
He's going to make his way back, I'm assuming.
So he's going to run. Okay, yeah, because that's what you told it to do, right?
Yeah.
The cat's like, I'm out of here.
I'm not dealing with this. All right.
So, am I still invisible technically?
Yeah, you're absolutely still invisible.
When the cat leaves, will the cat be invisible, or will it just be a random cat?
Suddenly a random cat will be there.
Yeah.
So initiative is rolled. That is, the cat has an initiative of 18. And Zazer, go ahead and roll for Murray as well.
I'll roll.
Just roll a d20. I'll add the 3 decks to it. So that's a 16. All right, because nobody else knows what's happening. But you definitely see like some large violent. They're violent, not violent. Violet. They're the color purple. They look a whole lot like this. They have a lot of like tentacles kind of coming out of them.
Whoa, it's that kind of cave.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh god!
Look at that eyeball.
But yeah, there are these large purple fungus that you can kind of see there. Don't worry about the eyeball. We're not worried about that. We're only worried about that purple thing.
It's a beholder.
And so Cat gets to go first, and you're in control of Cat. So where is Cat? Let me move Cat.
It was nice to know you.
Cat is right
Right.
there.
Well, it's been a wonderful campaign, everybody.
Zazer's food.
Can the cat make it up the slope? Or does it have...
So the slope itself, yeah, he can. It's just a little bit slippery.
He's a cat.
And he's a cat, so it shouldn't be a problem for him. Let me go ahead and he's got to climb. You know what? He's got a climb speed of 30 feet. Yeah, he can get up it, no problem.
So his normal speed's 30, so he can move 60, right?
His normal speed's 40. And so he can move 10 feet with his climb speed, and then he's got another 30 feet that he can go normally.
Can he not double move?
Yeah, if you want to.
So we can go 70? Yeah.
30, and then 5, 15, 5, 15. Yeah, he can get to about there. That's as far as he'll be able to move.
Right.
Well, his total move he can get to here. But if you want him to stop like there, we can do that.
Yeah, I'd rather him stop in the corner.
Instead of running right in between the 2 guards that are there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. No problem. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's smarter than Zig. Yeah.
He's smarter than Zig, so he'll stop. Got it. Okay, cool. So that's the cat's turn. Murray. So you're gonna have Murray give the signal?
Murray is as twitchy and as paranoid as Zazer is, just being as Link. He starts scratching and getting really active and aggressive into Axia's shoulder.
Okay. Yeah,
something
so
definitely like not before.
Axia, you have been given the signal that something bad has just happened.
That's nice.
What?
It's not
Like, I'm
I'm
just going to
start
ignore
doing
it and act like nothing bad is happening.
I tell nobody.
I'm not on a suicide mission.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it is.
All right,
I'll
Zazer.
tell everybody around me. I think there's something going on, guys, because Murray's kind of freaking out here.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So are you guys what is excuse me, sorry. What is everybody else's? So she did mention that Murray's losing his mind. What's everybody else doing? Are you getting involved?
We do realize whose bird that is, right?
It's no longer a bird, it's now a weasel.
It's a weasel now.
Weasel, bird, they all taste the
They
same.
all taste the They all taste like chicken.
Oh, I'm really glad Vaser didn't hear that.
Something's definitely not right because he is like totally freaking out.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
What do I know
Why
from the
is
cat?
And what you guys do know is that my pet is still with you guys. It would more than likely disappear if I was like.
yeah. So I'm gonna check something real quick here. Let's go ahead and draw a quick pointer map from here, where everybody was, all the way down to the cave, and we are talking
Ooh,
about 860
160
feet. So you all can move 60 generally
It would take us a while to get
on
back.
average.
Yeah.
Um,
14 turns.
yeah, so it's going to take about 14 turns for you all to get down there at a full-on sprint.
Would the cat have already told me? I don't know how linked we are.
No, the cat said bad things, bad purple things, bad purple things.
Alright, Zig will start running.
Okay,
Turn 1.
Do you guys
gotcha.
wanna
Yeah,
go help?
everybody else roll initiative, please. Let's go ahead and get everybody into the rotation, and we'll go from there. There we go. All right, cool. Right, so
So Zig will shout, cat in trouble, and just start running.
just start running. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so Zazer, you were basically on the floor, directly in front of this thing.
Is the ground that I'm on slippery at all?
I mean, it's wet, but it does have kind of a blanket of fungus all over it. So, hold on, let me.
is it like mossy fungus or is it like?
Yeah, like he should be able to stand on it if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
There's fungus among us.
Yes, right.
So I'm gonna take before I stand up, I'm gonna take a moment to slide myself back slowly, just extending one foot, just slowly pushing myself away, trying not to have this thing notice my vibration.
Now, I do want to mention that as soon as you kind of fell at the feet of it, the tentacles started to really kind of whip like crazy, and they all seem to be kind of aiming towards you, almost as if they can sense you right next to them. So,
Okay.
are you still moving backwards, or?
I will end up I'll stand up where I'm at.
Okay.
And I look at the stairs. Do the two stoop stairs how hard would it be for me to get back up this staircase?
It will take some climbing. So if you have the ability to climb, well, not the ability. If you make an athletics climbing check, you can try to make your way up. But unfortunately, if you fail, you're probably just going to slide right back down at the base of this thing.
Casting Thermagy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Only to indicate where I'm putting my Thermagy. Right there.
Okay.
I'm going to cast a mild tremor right on that spot.
Okay.
To see if I can't get them their attention over in that direction instead of direction.
Okay, so you cast Thaumaturgy and you make a vibration happen.
Just to the right of the pillar.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just gonna draw it here real quick for my own, like right around in that area. We put a T on there. All right.
I will then try that whole athletics thing.
To try to climb up.
Yes.
All right.
Where? Yeah, there it is. Oh god, this is gonna. Oh god. Oh.
Okay, yeah. So you're barely able to get a grip at all as you try to move your way up you're really not getting any kind of purchase. The stone has been carved really, really smooth, and because of the moisture on it, it pretty much has zero grip at all.
Zazer's so dead.
Zazer is so freaking dead. Still invisible right next. Do I have any movement left after all of that?
I mean, you didn't really get anywhere, so yes, you have movement.
I would like to at least make a step to this side here.
Okay.
Try to actually hug this wall over here, just trying to get away from anything that's
all right.
fungal.
So as you get, well, the entire floor is covered in fungus. However, you only see about 4 of the purple ones. And as you get just a little bit away from him, no, that should not be a miss. What did I roll? Drop a 16. A 16 plus 2, an 18. That's going to hit you. So the mushrooms whipped as you try to get away from it, whips out one of its tentacles and hits you for 3 points of damage. And as soon as it hits you, where the tentacle hits, your flesh starts to rot right where it makes contact with you.
That's fun.
I'm boned. Spell ends for the target that attacks or I would have to attack to drop from
but you do have concentration, so I need you to go ahead and roll a con save.
What would that be? Just a straight D20?
Yeah, D20 plus your concentration modifier. I'm sorry, not concentration, but Constitution.
So
just click the dice next to your Constitution.
Yeah, as a check.
Oh, as a check.
Ability, yeah.
Sorry, I had to get over to it.
Or a save, actually. But either way, a 12. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're able to keep concentration on the spell.
Ooh, perfect. Since I've burned my action and my movement, I'm gonna just stand here for the moment.
Okay.
I guess. That's
all right.
it, I guess.
All right. So Zig is running. The purple fungus. The tentacles kind of push it, and it's able to move a little bit towards you.
Ugh.
And he will go ahead and try to attack. That's gonna hit for another 6 points of necrotic damage. So again, the next part where it hits you, your flesh starts to rot a little bit.
Son of a...
All right, so how far is that away? 35 feet. Yep. How far is that? Okay, yeah, so that one doesn't see you. Number 3 does, so it starts to move towards you.
Oh, God. And the fact that they can smell me is the problem. Or feel me.
That's as far as he can go. And this one here moves there.
Oh.
All right, Nutrock is running towards you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Zig and try and keep up.
Got it. Okay.
I should have told Zig to carry me.
Yep, we got you. Mr. Slippy, everybody's running. Axia, are you following everybody else? Because like Zig took off and Nutrock took off directly behind him, and you already had that crazy ferret, or I mean weasel, scratching at you.
Real quick, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So are we just going to do it by the average, like you said? So it's going to take us 14 turns to get there?
Yes.
Or am I going to have to actually fall
No,
behind?
I'm not worried about that.
Okay, good. Because I only have 25 movement.
He's going to be
Yeah.
dead long before we get there.
Yeah.
No need to worry about it.
There's a
True.
good average. Yes. Anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah, you guys are gonna find a corpse when you finally get down to this cave.
So Axia, what's your plan?
Are
He
you
muted Axia.
She's
no.
muted.
No.
Sorry. It was my work. It was my work again. Sorry.
Oh no! Tell them you're playing a game that's far more important than them.
Like I said, what do I think every time I talk to them? If I
That's
only
the
had a
person
brain.
who ended the stream on time last night.
Mhm.
I'm gonna. Everyone's heading towards the cave, right? So I'll just
Yeah.
follow everybody.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you were following
Because
along.
I'm tired of Murray trying to,
Oh.
gouge my eyes out because
Whoops.
he's freaking out.
Yeah, and
Alright,
cat's on his
15.
way. Cat's turn. Yeah.
30, 35, 40.
And this
Alright.
spirit smells bad.
Do they make any notice of the cat as it runs out?
He was just running through, right? Yeah, they
Yeah, it
noticed the
ran through
cat.
the middle.
Yeah, they notice him run through, and they're both kind of like, "How the hell did a cat get in here?"
Okay.
But they both kind of look at each other like, "What the hell? Where did it?" Okay.
And they didn't hear the trap trigger?
No, apparently not.
Which is fine, no streams yet.
Yeah,
He's
the
very quiet in his death.
I mean, he hasn't really attacked. All the mushrooms have kind of done everything, and they're not really. It's not like they're yelling. They're mushrooms.
I mean, I figured he'd be screaming in pain as he was getting, hentied up, but...
Tied up. Yeah, not. It doesn't seem to have echoed enough to get to where these folks are.
Just embrace it.
I mean, you can make a lot of money off of movies. I mean, what?
Most of the things I did, I learned to love it in the end.
All right, so Cat made its way out.
Oh Lord.
Murray is losing his mind. Tac.
Same.
Okay. I just want to
Might
make
as well
sure
follow.
if
He had
that's
gold on him.
yeah, I was gonna say if that's the case, I'll just skip all you guys until because this is the first round. So if we get to round of 14, that's when you'll reach the front of the cave, and then we'll go from there. So we
This
can
is
just,
round 2, right?
we're about to get into round 2.
I thought we just had round 2. I've moved the cat twice.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, we are in round 2 now. Never mind. I'm looking right at it. It
Probably.
says 2 right there. Yeah. So yeah, you're in round 2. Zazer, you're up.
Oh, good lordy. Hold on. I need. So, the cliff that is essentially to my back,
Mm-hmm.
the west. How tall is that?
10 feet.
How hard would it be for my average heighted character to attempt to just climb over that wall? That's
So it would be an athletics check. And there's definitely more rough edges in order to grab hold to than there is on the stairs themselves.
okay. Perfect. I will attempt to. Oh God. I'll disengage. I'll use my action to disengage from combat and. 5, 10. And I will attempt to climb this wall with the remainder of my move.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to reach just the top. A 10. So you are able to get enough of a grip in order to climb up to the absolute top of where you are. So that will put you right here, and that'll be the end of your movement at that point.
Perfect. Let me go over to my bonus action real quick. Try to get a little bit of healing on myself, and then I'll pass.
Okay.
There's my healing spell.
If you...
Uh,
Oh, you're not invisible anymore anyway, are you?
Not if he
I-
was in combat.
No,
He
I
did-
didn't.
He
I
did
didn't
not attack. And
okay.
actually, yeah, and he hasn't. He only got attacked a couple of times, and he made his concentration check on both of those, so he's still invisible.
I dropped one of my 3 bonus action healing bits on me to
Okay.
heal some of it,
Gotcha.
and I'll pass my turn just relieved that I'm
You're up
out
top.
of that pit. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Actually, I will have slumped down and relaxed a little bit, just feeling that I am in a better place than I was before, less panicked.
Gotcha.
It will more
right.
than likely reflect in Murray as well, I would imagine.
All right. So yeah, one of them moves back. The other one still hasn't moved at all. 5, 10, 15. Yeah. So that one moves back against the wall, and then 5, 10, 15. Yeah. And then the last one kind of moves back, and then they stop moving, and they somewhat start to blend into the rest of the fungus that's in the area, making it damn near impossible to tell where one ends and the other begins. Alright, Nutdrock, blah blah blah, Squeakers, Slippy, TikTok, Axia, the cat. So everybody gets to do their thing. Zazer, you're back up. We're now in round 3.
How much light is in this cave about where I'm at? Is dark vision a thing currently, or is...
So it is in that depression that you currently just climbed yourself out of. So you're using your dark vision to see up in there. However, the cave up into where you are is pretty lit up from
Okay.
the cavern entrance.
Let me read the wording of one of my spells right quick.
Well, we're all waiting
Ooh.
on you.
I know. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, we'll call it like that.
Okay, so you're just walking up there?
Still invisible, kind of still
Gotcha.
being stealthy, rounding this.
Then if you roll a stealth check for me then.
Stealth.
All right.
Just to actually use the spell, I want to cast the spell Suggestion on the guy that's closest to me.
All right. So as you kind of move up, he turns and looks in your general direction. You seem to have either kicked or stepped on a pile of small pebbles and kind of made some noise. So he's definitely kind of turned around and looking in your general direction. You're going to cast Suggestion on him? Okay.
I'm actually what? Okay, I did that wrong.
What did you do? Oh, because you have them both targeted for some reason.
Oh, yeah, no, that's... I was using that for I'm
To measure.
casting
Yeah, their distance.
So, yeah. Did you want me to do it again? Now that I'm
No,
already
that
targeted?
one, yeah, that's fine. It failed. He failed. So what's your
Alright.
suggestion? Now, Suggestion as a spell, I believe that's got a verbal component, does it not?
And there's a concentration too.
Yeah. I'm making an attack, so I'm dropping it's an 8-hour concentration spell, and there's a verbal material
Okay,
part to
so
this.
when you cast this spell, it's going to be loud.
That is fine.
Okay. All right, make it sure.
I'm going to suggest to him, run west as fast as you can.
That's it, just run west?
Run west. Loudly. Screaming if you have to.
All right. And he definitely failed his saving throw. Alright. Yeah. He failed. Alright. Cool. So that was his turn. Or that was your turn. And as soon as you cast the spell, the other individual in this room kind of turned and looked and was like, and obviously sees you suddenly appearing next to that pillar. Right. And that is your turn. Sorry. Alright, so Zig is moving towards us.
Is this guy gonna run past us, screaming his head off?
He might.
I am hoping so.
Nutdrock is still running. After you cast your spell, you suddenly hear to the south of you the sound of voices yelling, "Did you hear that?"
I'm screwed. So screwed.
And with that, this guy, what was your suggestion again? Sorry.
Run west screaming.
Okay. This guy just takes off.
Oh, that was perfect.
As fast as he can to the west.
On the other guy?
No, the other guy is just like, the hell is going on? And
I love this so much.
Does he actually have to verbally say what the suggestion is, or is
yes,
it just like
that's how it works. So basically, he's basically told him, run west, screaming, and the dude did. That's essentially how
the
that.
other guy's just like, well,
Yeah,
that
like,
guy's running
what-
for that reason.
What the crap? Yeah. All right. So the next one, pulling out his scimitar, 30 runs right up on you, but that's all he can actually do at this point. And everybody else is running. Murray's turn. What's Murray? Murray's still with the rest of them? Yeah?
He's not freaking out as much anymore, but
Yeah.
Gotcha. We're now in round 4. So, Zazer, you're up.
All right, out of spells, it's my turn again, and this guy's right in my face.
Yep, he's right in your face.
I put up my hand. Talk to the hand, my dude. Boop.
Oh, yeah, wait, I gotta take that up. That's gonna be, I'm gonna count it as a crit, but I gotta take your invisible off. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah.
There we
get
go.
wrecked, son.
Heavy damage, 11 points. You just basically just raise your hand and Eldritch blast him right into the mouth hole.
Yeah, it was one of those I am not the droid you're looking for, pow kind of moments.
Yeah. And then Zig moves forward. Those are done. Nutdrock is moving. All right. So, out of the corner of your eye, just on the other side of the pillar, somebody seems to have come from this dead end that's down here.
Oh shit.
it's a party.
It's a trap.
Yeah. And you can hear the sound of more voices
Shit.
essentially coming from that general direction. it seems the noise of you casting the spell was enough to let somebody know that you're around. And exactly how many there are, you're not entirely sure, but it sounds like a lot. The dragon, the individual, the cultist that's right in front of you will... Wait, what does this do?
Can you even see me behind that column?
No, he just turned his head around the corner. You can see him. He may not exactly be able to see you. All right.
But he can see that guard that's, right up on you.
Yeah, that's right up on you, swinging at something. So he's going to take his scimitar and take a swing at you, Zazer, and his first attack will be a critical hit.
Ow, that was my face.
For 10 points of damage, and then he'll swing a second time.
Oh, this
but the second one's going to miss. All right, and off outside of the cave, you can hear the yell of screaming. The yell of screaming? Yes. As this dragon claw makes his way outside of the... and so the rest of you actually see some random individual come barreling out of the cave, just screaming at the top of his lungs, as you all are essentially moving forward.
Does anybody come out of the tents at that point?
No.
Okay.
I feel like we should probably kill that guy. He's probably running out screaming like a battle cry.
If he runs right past me, I'll take the attack of opportunity.
Gotcha. Yeah, it'll take a little bit of time for y'all to kind of marry up, but yeah. All right, no problem.
I'll take an attack of opportunity too if I get.
We'll just stab him on the way past.
Yeah, yeah. If he runs by, we're gonna, jab him in his
foot and trip him.
Gotcha. In his soft bits. All right, easy enough.
Freaking love that spell.
Everyone is moving. And guard number one. No, wait. Guard number one. Wait, did I miss somebody? Nope. We're back at the beginning. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. Did I miss somebody? I feel like I missed somebody.
Me, I think?
No, wait, hold on. Oh, that's these guys. Okay, never mind. No. He's here. My bad. He's there. That's these guys. All right, never mind. You're good still. You might live for another day. Everybody's running Zazer, you're back up.
Taking a bonus action first. I've taken one of those, so I have 2 more. Okay. I had to sort out something real quick in my head.
Okay.
Boop. Hooray! I'll take that. No more of those.
You're gonna drop your healing on yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, dropping some holiness on myself. Not quite getting his back as much as I wanted. Panicking a little bit. Take my fist again, guy.
Yep.
Take my fist.
Yeah, your Eldritch Blast hits with a 14.
Thank Blob.
And your second one, this one just blasts him right in the mouth. And your second one just kind of rocks his head backward. And you hear the cracking of bone and sinew as his neck kind of just snaps from the sheer force of it hitting. And you're going to take off that way. Got it.
As this guy, before this guy even hits the ground,
you're running.
All that echoes through this cave is yeet.
I'm out. All right, got it.
Yep.
All right, we are currently in round 5, and all right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 50. So he runs up basically right behind you.
Hi.
It's freaking.
And behind him, another one shows up. And another one.
For the second week in a row, Zazer just.
I have no idea it's not. So actually, I'm really curious about something.
What?
From where I was standing, could I tell if that guard could see me at all, or did he just?
No, you could see him. He saw the other one, but when you took off running, he saw you.
Okay, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
He's got a really good idea of what I'm about at this point.
I mean, yeah.
The guy's
And then he
neck,
saw the dude,
break.
yeah. He basically saw the Eldritch Blast crack this dude's neck in half, and then you go running.
Yeah, shit.
So.
It wasn't Ghost Chiropractor.
Exactly.
Ghost chiropractor.
Alright, and this guy's here.
I'm so dead, you guys.
Yes, looking that way.
We know.
You know what? At least this time we're only.
And then
gonna
there's
lose
this
one player.
guy.
Oh god.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
So one of the guards run past us screaming, and then Zazer comes running past us screaming.
Yeah, there's just a whole lot
so
of.
many things.
There's so many. This guy's dead. So there's
Ancient
that.
dragon comes flying out.
And the one continues to run absolutely westward. I can't show both. I gotta show both of them.
Fucking love that spell though.
I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So the other Dragon Claw is still running directly west.
Oh, he's gonna run out of breath at some point.
I need 600. I need 570 feet. So you all are right about there. I wish you would let me do it from both sides.
I mean,
there we go. So everybody else is about right here, where that yellow dot is on the other map, on the Raider map. So you're about 570 feet away, give or take-ish, because you're currently in the middle of round number 5. All right, so there's all them folks. All right, we're back to the top of the order. Cat is still running straight towards Zig, and 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And just so you can see all these folks, you seem to have almost alerted the entire group.
oh god.
5, 10, 15, 30, 35. Yep.
How many people he alerted? Soon we're gonna have moms coming out with flip-flops, man, just ready to swing.
So yeah, they're all, there's just so many just running out after you. Murray is done. Zazer, your turn.
Knowing that this is going to cause an attack of opportunity, I'm just going to run, burning my dash, trying to get some ground on these guys.
Okay, so you're going to take an opportunity attack from the one cultist here directly in front of you. So he's going to take a swing, and he misses with his swing.
Oh, thank Bob.
All right. Yeah, and you make your way outward?
Yeah, and I make my way outward, screaming as well.
Also with more...
Ah, son of a... Mistakes were made!
Yeah, so much for being invisible, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't work out the best for you. All right, so let me get these maps kind of situated, so we can see both of them. All right. Perfect. Yeah, so you're now... Whoops, I can't do it that way. I need to do it this way. So yeah, you're right here, just on the outside of the cave. The other guy is just bolting away from you as fast as he can. And everybody else gets another 60 feet. So let's go... Oops, I am clicking you by accident. All right, 510. So at the end of this round, everyone's going to be about here. And holy cow, y'all have made this far more complicated for me to run than I had hoped. All right. So Zazer goes running, Zig is running, the fungus isn't among us. All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
Actually, question. When
Yeah.
he was hit, did he roll for his concentration?
No, he didn't, actually. Wait.
He wasn't hit, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. He got crit.
Oh, yeah, the crit. Yeah, roll that again. I forgot about that.
He got crit, and then after the crit, he got hit, didn't he?
No, it was.
No.
I think it was only the one. Is it? It's a save
just
or
a
just a
crit.
check?
Yeah, a con save.
I just see it's just a line of minions.
Oh, yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, you definitely kept
Okay.
that. Oh, it's not their turn yet. Yeah, so all these guys just run up right behind you.
Still on my butt.
Yeah, they're still inside the cave, though. You're outside the cave. They're still inside the cave. Dragonclaw number 2 is still going directly west. So that's 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Whatever. That's about 60. Actually, one more. Boop. All right, yeah, so he's still traveling west. Go west, young man. All right. All right, we are now... Oh, what the heck? We're now at turn 7. Number turn 7. Y'all are about halfway there. Living on a prayer. No, you're right. You are currently about halfway through there, about 450 feet away, give or take. Making your way directly towards these guys. And that's going to be the majority of the rest of the party's turn. Cat has almost caught up with you. He can see you in the distance, Zig.
He does 80 feet, doesn't he? So he can...
Yeah, so he's actually like almost right on top of you at this point. All right. And then this guy heads up this way, and this way.
Got a conga line going. Look at that.
That's right. They're chasing you. They're all running. Murray's losing his shit. Tak is running. Zazer.
So there's 5 foot between us. They're not gonna be able to swing at me if I make a break for it.
No, yeah, they're not right on top of you. So you're able to move. With you being able to get away from them, you're just outside of the one guy's range.
We're gonna call it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. We're gonna call it there roughly. Still screaming.
Okay. So are you gonna? Let me ask you this: are you making your way towards the rest of the party?
I'm making I'm essentially following roughly the guy that is screaming westward. I know that I left my group westward, roughly, so I'm trying to head towards the where I came from, but more west than anything else, almost following this guy.
So you're kind of
directly.
following him. Got it. Okay, cool. That's easy. So what we can do here is go.
forward.
Yeah. So the group, the majority of you. Let me get all of you moved here. So the majority of the party will make their way basically directly towards the rest of the group. Oops, I didn't want to do that. It's shift. All right. So by the time that you all get caught up, you all are essentially here. And where you run into the Dragon Claw here, and Zazer will be about here, and directly behind Zazer will be a million freaking bad guys.
Maybe we should head in the other direction then.
Yeah, he's just straight up being chased down by a fanatical group.
It's lucky they didn't have any ranged weapons.
Oh
It'd
yeah.
be Swiss cheese.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would have been a whole different beast. But this makes it easier for me to deal with.
I made some mistakes in my time, but damn.
Hey, did I get lost?
Did I not pull you down with everybody else?
I don't see me there.
Maybe I missed you.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, what I would be part of it anyway. Yeah,
I'm
that's
probably
right.
safer at.
Oh yeah, I gotta move Cat too. Cat is now over here. Okay. So let's zoom this out a little bit. So you got an entire conga line behind Zazer. You've got this guy still screaming at the top of his lungs. Right here with Zazer behind. And you know what, y'all? This might take some time. It's already 11 p.m. I think we're going to call it right here. Right before the massive battle takes place right in the middle of this.
Right before the massive death.
Yeah, I mean, little column A, little column B.
I totally feel accomplished this evening, just so we're clear. Yep. I see no problem at all with what happened with it. Damn it. Can't even say that straight.
What I think's hilarious, and this is just me, thinking like me, but you were invisible. Why didn't you just leave?
That's what I was thinking. Why did you not just go out?
I could have.
Yes,
easily
you could
just
have.
Or
how boring that is.
the first thing
Forget
thing
what
I
you
thought
did.
of is he's invisible. Why didn't he leave? Second thing is why tell that guy to sprint running away west instead? Why didn't you just tell him, hey, attack your
Go
other
towards
guard
the
friend?
mushrooms.
Or explore the rest of the area to make sure that there's not 30 billion other guys in there.
Right.
I did. But no, I expected other guards. I did, but not this number. I was like, okay, 3 to 4 guards, 5 at worst, but
That's what you get for metagaming. There was a whole slew of these bastards.
You're just lucky that you got that crit off so you could actually kill that first guy.
Oh, man.
Right.
If you didn't, you'd be dead.
Yeah,
For
you'd
sure.
probably been dead.
Nobody noticed the map was called Dragon Hatchery.
No, it's not called that. Oh, it is called that because I didn't turn off the thing.
I did notice that, but
Anyway,
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I should make sure that I unidentify things so you all don't get that immediately.
Just run into a Dragon Hatchery. It'll be
It'll be
fine.
I didn't know it was a dragon hatchery. Sure, I read it, but I wasn't gonna roleplay it that way.
I didn't.
okay?
I read it, but I wasn't. My character didn't. Therefore, la 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 la.
Listen,
has been
I just wanted to
hilarious.
kill something. I thought I was gonna be.
Well, you killed something, and now everything else is going to kill you. That's
Yeah.
how this works. All right,
Yep,
y'all. We're
yep.
gonna call it a night. This has been a good night. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate it. Could have been anybody, but you came to hang out with me. It makes me very happy. It makes you all amazing human beings. I like to do, at the end of every single one of my streams, a bonus roll of divine favor to say, thank you for being a friend. Tonight, our bonus roll of divine favor is a 20! You can't see it.
Yeah.
But it's a 20 right there. Look at that. I rolled a quit. A quit? I rolled a quit. That's what we're doing. We're going to stop. We're going to quit. But that means everybody gets 100 divine favor in the chat. Congratulations to all of you. I will be back on Sunday for sure. I'm thinking about, okay. So I was thinking about just doing some Jackbox tomorrow, but apparently a lot of people are like, no, you need to play more Trails of Cold Steel 3 because everybody is super invested in that storyline. So if I get all the running and business and things to do done, we should do that on Saturday. If not, I will definitely be back on Sunday for Yakuza 0, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Remember, you only have one life to live, so does everyone else around you. Try to make their lives a little bit better than what it was when you got there, or at a minimum, just don't make it worse. That's all I can ask. I will see y'all later. Have a great rest of your evening, and have a great weekend if I don't see you before then. Yeah.
The eye rests. It has shown you all it can for now. This is not a time for sorrow, but a time for joy. When one chapter ends, another must always begin. Ponder upon the lessons you have just witnessed, and heed its wisdom. Apply it to your lives. Go forth, be well, and do good towards the others that enter your story. Let your chapter and their book